Brrrah! What's up, spicy gang? Today you will experience 5 IDontWorkHereLady stories, and everyone needs to drop some spicy fires in a comment because this video is hot. And like this video if you're having fun with me, and let me know in the comments if you subscribe so I can show you some love. Congratulations West Prank for the comment of the day. I don't work here, officially. A quick background of me to start. I am an auto mechanic and have been since I was 6. My dad got me into it. And there's this one auto parts store me and my dad go to about 3 or 4 times a month for the past 12.5 years as we constantly rebuild cars. I know everyone there and they all know me. This happens at the store. So I've been working on a new car for myself, a 1986 Pontiac Fiero. It is pretty close to done, except the AC, which is vital for easy living. I order all the parts I need online and have to wait for the next day. No biggie. This is how it has always been. So next day rolls around and I head over to the store to pick it up. Now, I live in a city of about 56k people. It is not that big. There are usually 2 or 3 people there at any time. But when I pull up to the store, all the parking spaces are full, which was worrisome as there are about 30 spaces. So I decide to go park in the staff parking around back. They know me and my truck, they wouldn't mind. And then I was scared. There were only 3 employees there. This was bad. I walk around to the front as I don't have a key for the back door, and oh my God, there are people everywhere. This was no Friday or a Saturday, this was a Tuesday. The manager on duty, let's call him Rob, looked up at me and had a worried look on his face. "Do you need help there, Rob?" It was a bit of a joke and a chuckle. Please. I could see that he was serious, and as I've been going there very often, I know just as much as he does. So I post up behind an empty register. I am wearing a blue shirt covered in oil and jeans covered with even more grease and oil, so I look nothing like an employee, but people accept it as they just want to get what they need and get going. I help out a bunch and they just keep coming. But there are things I am not allowed to do, like the battery tester, alternator tester, and latte, as if I were to get hurt, the company would be in big trouble, and I accept that. Cute woman that looks more like a drag queen than someone that touches cars. DQ for short. "Hey there, how could I help you today?" "I need some blinker fluid and fix this thing that makes my car stop." She is holding a large towel, completely covering whatever was in it. Blinker fluid is not a real thing. And do you mean the brakes? Yes, blinker fluid is a real thing. My husband told me it is. She drops the towel on the counter, makes a loud sound. It is obvious that it is a brake rotor now. "Well, your husband is probably trying to pull a joke on you." And as I say that, I unwrap the rotor, load a what the F face. I just stare at the rotor, as it is in literal pieces. "Ma'am, this can't be fixed. This is beyond destroyed." "Don't tell me it can be fixed." At this point, the Rob comes over to see what is going on. He sees the rotor and has the same reaction as I did. "This can't be fixed. Sorry about that." "Fire him. He assaulted me." Rob and I at the same time. "I don't work here." Rob says he does not, obviously. "And he did not assault you. I know him, just as well as his parents." "Fix it and get me the blinker fluid." At this point, I look at Rob to see what he wants to do. He tells me to go to aisle 6 to get it, so I do, and I come back with a gallon of blinker fluid. All the stores of this brand has it just for the reason of people pulling those kind of jokes. And rigging up for her, $50. "Do you have the store rewards card?" "That is outrageous. Why would you make it that expensive?" "I don't work here. Rob just wanted some help and this is what the higher ups priced it at." "Screw you. My number is 123-456-7890. I'm going to get you fired for this." Again, I don't work here. "And what's the make and model of your car?" "Mercedes G-Wagon." "Alright, well, looks like you're in luck. There are 4 rotors in stock that fit that. Give me 1 second. I go and get them, ring them up, and the total is now at $130. "And you will need new brake pads, I presume?" "Are you scamming me? What kind of piece of short place is this?" "No, you wanted the blinker fluid. And if your brakes are this badly damaged, you will either need to go to a shop and have it done there, or you will need all new components and do it yourself. Screw you! I'm getting you fired, and make sure you will never walk in here again. Do you know who I am? You're a woman who thinks that she can get someone fired if they don't even work there in the first place? At this point, she grabs the blinker fluid. It is just water with a label on it, and walks out. She already put her card in and had it all scanned. I ask Rob what to do, and he says to take the rollers off the list and just charge her for the water. And so I did. I somehow kept my cool through all that, mainly not wanting to make the store look bad in front of the older 20 or so people there. I continued helping until it was back down to a reasonable amount for 3 people to work, about 5 or so, and I went back and grabbed my stuff and rang it up. I went to get myself some Mountain Dew, as I always do when I buy something there, and when I come back, Rob has already finished checkout and started bagging stuff. I still got this drink, and how did you do all that without my card? With that hell you helped us with, and that one lady, I might as well help you out some myself. Drinks free too. What? I was just being me, you don't need to do that. Don't worry about it, go finish your car. I wanna see it next time you come back. Rob is a cool dude, that's for sure. Nice story, and thanks for sharing. Before we get to the next story, I just want to say thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it, and if you want to support what I do here, there's 3 things that you can do. You can subscribe to the channel to get more of my videos on your newsfeed, you can like this video to help the algorithm push the video, and you can leave a fire because the video is on fire and I will appreciate it. But until then, let's get to the next story. Get lost! Yesterday evening, I was shopping for presents at a local supermarket known for its Bull Terrier mascot and its Bullseye's logo. I was wearing black slacks, a navy blue dress shirt, and a leather jacket, so I was by no means wearing clothes that resembled the store's employee's uniform. After picking out some small gifts and groceries, I decided to check out the tech products at the store. As I glanced through the not-so-great selection of laptops and tablets, a man I would think was in his late 30s to early 40s could be heard berating someone. I assume an employee. A couple of aisles over, I heard the man say, "You little crap! I bought this tablet here and I should be able to return it here. Get me someone competent and useful. Competent and useful, you hear?" Side note, he said this in that classical, condescending, and entitled customer tone many retail workers have grown accustomed to. So, I see an employee walk past the aisle I was in. I presume she was looking for someone to assist the poor excuse of a man who just insulted her. A little bit about me. I no longer work in retail, but I do have 2.5 years of retail experience, and I not once allowed a customer to offend any of my coworkers or me. As such, what I had just witnessed made me angry. Really angry. I continued browsing, and as I was trying to decide which iPad to give my younger sister, a dissonant "You little, get me a new tablet right now!" interrupted my train of thought. Now, I knew perfectly well he was talking to me, but I elected to stare blankly at the different model iPads available, in hopes of riling up the poor excuse of a man. Hey, are you deaf, lazy, or stupid? Get me a new tablet right now! I looked away from the splendid selection of iPads, looking straight into his eyes, and sternly told him, "Get lost." It was at this point the poor excuse of a man began ensuing petty threats. "What did you just say to me? To get lost? You dare talk to a customer like that? I will show you to respect the old-fashioned way, moron!" He lifts his hands up to his face and curls it up into a fist. You are more than welcome to try. Call me conceited, but I don't think this man was going to get through me and my 4 years of self-defense training. You know what? Poor slackers like you will never see real money in their lives. I am a practicing lawyer. Idiots like you and that girl will stay poor forever. I was thinking 2 things at this point. 1. What is going on through this man's head that made him transition from wanting to challenge me to a brawl to asserting that retail workers and I will never see real money? And 2, that brown leather case next to him would fit my phone quite nicely. I motioned for the case right next to him and grabbed it, fully expecting him to throw a punch at me. He did not. He is visibly seething with anger. Y'all stupid dance here. I'm filing a complaint. Ridiculous, not even the damn manager can help me and give me the attention I deserve. Give me your name. To my heart's delight, he pulled out a small notepad and pen from the front pocket of his sports coat. My apologies, ma'am. I mean, sir, I called the man on purpose. It is G-E-T, lost. I was not able to see what he wrote down, but as soon as I said lost, he signed, placed his notepad and pen back inside his coat's front pocket, shook his head disapprovingly left and right, and stormed out from the front exit of the store, leaving behind a cart containing several cans of condensed milk and a canister of Folgers coffee. I then saw the originally berated employee, and another employee looked through several eyes to find the man. He was, of course, already gone. Originally berated employee. Do you need any help, sir? Yes, ma'am. I'd like to buy those 2 iPads. Right away, sir. She proceeds to unlock the glass display shelf. I can ring you up at the register right there. That way you won't have to wait in line at the registers up to the front. Sounds great. Thanks for the help. I pay for my stuff, go home, and call the store's manager on duty to let him know that the employee who helped me out today did a remarkable job. But I don't work here. I live in Glasgow, Scotland. We are a pretty friendly city, and despite being rough, we're kind and often pretty polite. You will be surprised how often you hear sir and madam on the street still. I live in an area of the city with a reasonably diverse mix of students and people who are local and have lived there all their lives. I was in a local supermarket and was appalled to see this. OL will be old lady, 5 foot nothing and 85 if she's a day, and YS will be young stud, 6 foot-ish, maybe 20 years old. Excuse me, young stud, could you help me grab that item from up there? She motions to top shelf. He stares blankly for a while. What? That one up there. I can't reach it. Oh, but I don't work here. At this point, he just wanders off and leaves her there. I am watching from the aisle end. He has to walk past me to get out, and I make a point to call him an arsehole loud enough that the old lady, who looks about to cry with confusion and maybe anger, can hear. He just sneers and walks away. He is wearing a university hoodie, and his accent is South English. I walk up to old lady and ask her what she needs. A can from the top shelf. No problems. Anything else? I help her around with the shopping and she just can't get past the fact he responded like that. That 2 seconds of his time was too important to give up. She has a moment, grabs my wrist and says, "That's what happens when Tories breed, I imagine." We have a good laugh. I pack her bags up and walk her to the bus station. Instant karma. About a week later, I see the young stud unloading boxes from a car. As I am walking past, he asks me to help him close the boot lid. 3 guesses what response he gets. He clearly tried to close the lid himself without putting the box down. He dropped the box, and what I can only assume was all his crookery. Well done, OP. The lady did not ask if you worked there. She asked if you could help. She did not mistake you for an employee. She mistook you for a decent human being. Seriously. Is grabbing 1 can too much for you? Unless I am in a huge rush, if an old person asks me for something that is reasonable, of course, I'll do it. And not even an old person, just someone who can do something that obviously I can do. Man, this guy. I don't study here? This is actually my sister's story, but I was reminded of it by this post that was submitted a couple of hours ago. Backstory. My sister left secondary school in 2014. And this story takes place a few months after she left. Also, some relevant information to clear up any confusion. The school we both attended has a field that is separate of the school grounds and is open to the public, which is why she was able to walk past it without actually being on the school grounds. So, my sister was walking to the bus stop and she happened to walk past the school field where a PE class was taking place. She got past the gate when suddenly she heard someone shouting her name. She turned and saw one of her old teachers running up to her. My sister will be sister and he will be teacher. Did you just walk out of school? What? And why aren't you in your school uniform? Sir, I don't go here anymore. I left in May with the older year 11s. Oh, well, carry on then. And that was that. Not as dramatic as some of the other posts here, but we got a good laugh out of it. Oh my god, that must have been so embarrassing for that teacher. Those are the kind of moments that when you're trying to sleep at night and you can't sleep and your brain decides to remind you of very embarrassing things that you've done in your life. Yeah, that teacher will remember this moment. I legally can't work here. So, I am 13 dressed in normal edgelord messy plus all black combo. Me and my mom had gone to a Walmart because we were in the area and needed to buy some stuff. We go through with no problems. But mom's feeling sleepy from working from 6 to 7. 13 hours, not 1. She is moving slow and forgets some stuff, so she sends me back. I head back to the soda aisle on the other side of the store, keeping my head down and moving fast. I get there and pick a Fanta 6-pack off the shelf. I take a step, move back and set it back down. Going to grab Coke instead. The second I set it down, a 50-year-old lady with bird's nest hair and sweatpants plus shirt grabs me and spins me around. Who are you? Where's the coffee aisle? She is weirdly angry for appearing out of nowhere, touching a random child. Not the best combo. Why will I know? Well, you obviously work here, don't you? Treat your customers nicely and maybe you can afford a better uniform. I am taking this way more personal than I should by now, and I am getting a little mad. I don't work here, lady, so be more careful before touching an underage child enough for him to have to point it out on a doll. The girl is obviously confused, so I just back away and leave. I did not see her after that, but I pray she's not harassing some poor 5-year-old for bad work etiquette near a construction site. When I started working at 15-year-old, old people would just come up to me and say, "Hey, are you legally able to work here? You look too young to work here." And I'm like, "I'm 15, I can work." Hey, check out more I Don't Work Here Lady stories here and look at other nice videos I made for people just like you that enjoys Reddit stories. To support what I do here, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment such as a fire. My name is Spicy, and I'm out.